Hi, it's Tim with Maintenance Care. And today I was joined by Colleen Clementi in an interview where we went over her experience over the last 15 years using maintenance care. I think this is one you're really going to want to watch. Enjoy. Since you've been a part of maintenance care for so long, would you mind describing what your experience has been like with maintenance care?
Okay. Thank you, Tim. So I've been involved with maintenance care for over 50, I believe 15 years with my past employer. And I did see this at a conference at that time. And I was looking for something that because based on the feedback I received from my staff, from my colleagues, from my maintenance team, I knew what they needed to do their job and the resources they needed to do their job. So with that, I took that in mind and there was this program software. And that was 15 years ago. And now with my new employer, I have brought it over to this employer and has been a wonderful addition to the team, and staff are quite blown away how user friendly it is.
Well, that's great. So you loved it so much that you moved it from one company to another. That's a win. So
Yeah.
it must have made your life a lot easier. How did
Yeah.
maintenance care make your life easier? What was a big part of why you liked it so much?
Okay. So every day I had so many things on my mind that we had to capture, that we had to do. And by entering it into this program, this software, I could see it visually. Everything was captured, and the staff from there and the maintenance team, they could prioritize, they could complete the task. I could see it from wherever I was, on my cell phone, on my laptop, in my car, wherever I wanted to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head there, right? You can look at it from your mobile app, your tablet, desktop,
Mhm.
wherever you are, you can see exactly what your staff are doing, and that keeps them accountable. So you have a very unique outlook on maintenance care. Seeing as you've been with the company for 15 years, you've actually transitioned from one company to another. So one thing I want to touch base on is the evolution of our software and just how many upgrades you've seen along the way and which one of those was the most impactful to you.
Yes, there has been many upgrades, and all of them, I must say, there's been seminars. You could call in if you needed any help with any of it. The staff at Maintenance Care is absolutely wonderful. Everything is with a smooth transition. The upgrades the features that I use every day is the inventory.
Oh, good.
I do the work orders with the tracking. And also, all of this helps me with my budget and planning ahead.
Oh, perfect. See that's great to hear, actually. That's very good to see that you're immersing yourself in every little aspect of the software, especially as the upgrades come out. You get to kind of use them as you see fit. Now, one
Mhm.
thing that's very different about you is you've implemented this twice, two different companies. How was the implementation process?
Okay. The transition to the program, when I first started to initiate it, maintenance care staff was absolutely wonderful. Their patience, it was a very smooth transition. And I think based on that, that was a smooth transition because it's a user friendly program. My staff were a bit weary about incorporating this new change, and they can't believe that it was never in place before. And it's a very active, it's used every day on a daily basis. And I don't know how we could go without it now.
Yeah, see, that's part of the system, right? As soon as you're integrated, you realize just how much easier your life could have been if you had this earlier. And that's
Mhm.
maintenance care is very user friendly, as you quite eloquently put it. And one of the things is the simplicity of the software itself, right? So when your staff are completing work orders, do they typically use the mobile app or do they use the desktop or both?
Staff use both. One of the things with the mobile app is what we come to, because we have many locations, what we've come to find out is that it's a time saving as well. Instead of driving across the city to get from point A to point B, we also notice that they can stop at the next location and not go just by looking at their mobile phone.
And they know
So
exactly where they're going.
it's also gas saving as well.
Gas saving and prices like these, that is very
Yes.
important. It is. So Colleen, there's a few things I wanted to touch base on, and one are the features in the system, right? When you didn't have the system, and as you've seen it evolve, what is one of the most important and impactful features that you use currently?
Well, it's hard to narrow it down to one because I think there's three for myself, for our organization. One is the work orders and how to track these work orders. Um, Inventory, which really helps to capture your budget planning, as well as the preventative maintenance.
All right, well, so out of those three with preventative maintenance, how do you use it currently? In maintenance care, when you transition to maintenance care and you watch the evolution over 15 years, what is one of your favorite features and most impactful in the system?
I think one of the tasks is the preventative maintenance program that's part of the software. It populates on its own, it's picked up by the maintenance staff, and it's a very, very simple process how to do it, and it's quick.
Yeah, and you never miss another preventative maintenance. Your equipment lasts longer because it's taken care of. That's a win. That's a great little
Yeah.
feature in our system. So one question I wanted to ask you is what made the transition to maintenance care so easy, and what made you want to keep us and bring us along with you to another company that you moved to?
Well, I knew that maintenance care, what it can do for an organization. And with technology nowadays, you need to streamline and be able to capture everything that needs to be done when you're talking about health and safety. We're talking about legislation that we all must work with, compliance, accreditation. These are all key features that I knew would be captured in here and in maintenance care. So when it was rolled out, the implementation process, I was scared, but it's such a user-friendly software that I knew if I could do it, anyone can work with this. So when it was incorporated in, and I brought it over to my second, staff had the same fears. I had those 15 years prior, but I knew that it would be easy transition for them. And the staff at maintenance care was able to support me in that transition for the frontline staff.
Okay. What would you say to a prospective client that was thinking about getting maintenance care but hasn't made the leap yet?
This program has changed my life. It has changed the way we do things daily. It takes a lot off your shoulders and not think about, because it's all in front of you, and all you have to do is look at your computer.
Well, very simple, eh? And eloquent. I like that. That's what the system's meant to do, right? Simplify your life. That way you
Yeah.
don't have to search every which way for post-it notes, emails, papers hanging around. It's all right here in front of you. That's great to hear that you're using it so effectively and that you're enjoying the process.
Yeah.
Now, when they come in for compliance and audit you, they actually take your computer and look through your maintenance care now?
Then. So compliance does visit our locations on annually, and when they are on site, they will look at the program itself. They have the choice to look at location. They can look at all plumbing issues. They can look at any HVAC. They can look at any health and safety. They can do it per location. There's so many ways for them to look at it, and it's just knowing the program and being a user-friendly program. It's very easy for anyone to pick up on it.
Yeah, very true. So they just sit down without any training or anything. And when it comes to the audit, they can pull all information that they need right in front of them.
Yes. On a monthly basis, I do pull out reports, and I do sit with my team, and we may revisit, because some things may change and we have to revise it to be a preventative maintenance. And that's a time where we might incorporate that into the program.
That's great. Yeah, the report brings all the information you need into one spot, and then you could email it right from there if you need to.
Yeah.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I did. Honestly, her experience over the last 15 years is invaluable, and there are going to be many other interviews to come. Please stay tuned.